Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 14th of July. So starting looking at euro dollar, and in fact before I look at the euro dollar, let's just remind ourselves of what news is due out today. It's very little through our session. We've got a French bank holiday, which may see a little bit less in the volume side, but then this afternoon 1:30 we've got inflation, the CPI data coming out in the US. This data, again, normally it would be very much headline. At the moment it's sort of reduced in significance, so I'm not expecting too much action from that. So let's look at the technicals then, starting off with the euro dollar, where the euro did have a decent day yesterday. It struggled at a later stage there. It had a decent push up in the the afternoon. Really gave us the solid push up there through into prior highs there, and well, we just couldn't hold on to the gains and it's rolled over. Looking at the short time frame here, where to today? We're sitting all over its daily pivot at the moment. Maybe if it can start breaking back up above that 1350 area, it will be a bit more bullish. And again, I'd normally look at the R1, but with those bodies up there, those candles, the shape of them, maybe that 1370 would be maybe a near-term limitation. Any sell-off here this morning, we're sitting, as I say, well, in this right into the pivot here. If it's almost looking like a consolidation phase, which sometimes you can go either way. If it was to break through that 34, has support coming up behind it in the 50. It's already caught the weekly pivot, so it's not a great draw, but it may come back down towards that sort of yesterday's lows there and the S1. Okay, let's look at the pound. The pound really failed yesterday. It started a bit of a pickup in the early afternoon, but couldn't hang on to any gains and rolled back. Brexit worries still sitting there. Brexit for businesses is just sort of being flagged as the excuse for this sell-off. Well, whatever, it's selling off. Technically, yesterday it put in a triple top. I've looked at that and wondered, well, maybe it'll pull back and then go back up, but nah. Well, got caught a little bit of a bid at one stage there, but just couldn't hold on and gave over. It's run through its weekly pivot there. As we sit here again, consolidation in fact looking pretty weak, and the S1 may be a nearer target. Any sort of rallies from where if it changes, it's sort of early times here, 8 o'clock. We often see sort of a switch back. If it does switch back, daily pivot would be a natural target there at 25.90 ish. Okay, but really with lower highs that are in there, it does look a bit bearish at this stage. The yen was a strange one yesterday. Didn't really want to do anything positive. It gave up, and the dollar succeeded here yesterday. So it just most of the day it just seemed it got into a bit of a choppy zone. But for large periods, it was in this upward trend, and it's okay through the Asian session. Now it's got a lot more choppier, but right through the morning, which this softness in the yen has given opportunities with the likes of the euro yen, and it certainly gave us an opportunity yesterday. But I'm just going to flick the euro yen on here and just check what we got running through this morning. And there we go. It's probably already triggered the picture there, but it's come back to its daily pivot, taking a bounce. Maybe just maybe an opportunity still to look at the long side. Still got resistance at that 121.95 area. I say still got resistance, but that's where resistance now sits. So maybe there's a few pips in there. It's 70, 80, 90, not masses, but there's maybe a better opportunity for that to be pushing up. Moving through the normal majors, Aussie dollar's into a touch weaker. Some of the sentiments pouring a little bit, although it's a bullish overall. There's underlying that the money's moving away from the Aussie dollar rather, and well, triple top there through yesterday into yesterday. We're not far off triple bottom, which is a messy old rangy sort of market, makes it a bit more difficult to pick up maybe on some movements. Daily pivot untouched there. At some stage it's going to break out. It's just which side. At the moment it's more, to me, erring towards the downside potential, but I'd like to have seen that. If I was going to be looking for any sort of breakdowns here, I'd like to have seen that daily pivot hit first. So we'll probably stay away. It's not got a lot of points in it at the moment anyway. Canadian dollar, well, this is a bit, as I said yesterday, it's a bit of an inverted Aussie, and you've seen a few of these markets looking quite similar, and no surprises really, commodity currencies. And well, it's looking like more upside potential there as we run through here. It's been tapping on this sort of level around 36.25 for a long time. Maybe a break of that will see it even running back right the way back to these prior highs, but again, yesterday at one stage it did look like it was going to continue towards the prior lows there, but at this stage it still, as I say, looks like it could get a wiggle on. Untouched daily pivot below, so any breakdown it starts becoming a target, but at this stage, as I said, the prior highs etc. may be an easier route for it, softer route. Okay, moving on to oil. I've lost interest in oil a bit at the moment. In terms of the upside, I think in fact now it becomes a bit more neutral. We could see reasonable moves either way. It's becoming there's lack of clarity. I had been trading it through a very simple method, but it's gone a little bit weak at the moment, and certainly again we saw yesterday selling off through the afternoon there. Normally what would have triggered a long position, I decided to keep out of it. It did actually go back into reach the highs there that were hit on Friday, but either way, to me it just hasn't got, it's running out of legs a little bit here, and may stall around this price level for a while. In fact, there may even be opportunities to sell at times, but for now it's sort of sitting in that on the wall basically. Okay, let's have a look at the S&P. So the sort of yesterday we saw early shift, we saw a rally. It managed to turn that round. It grabbed defeat from the jaws of victory, as they say. It rallied early through the sessions there, and then come the afternoon session, it turned tail and really gave up some. Now we are getting into proper earnings season. There's some obvious things that you might be looking at on this chart. If I can get a decent trend line in here, certainly looking at the sort of lows along here and thinking, well, if they can get broken at some point, maybe we've got some more downside. There's a bigger, maybe a more significant trend line running through that across those lows as well, which will be worth drawing on there just to catch the right sort of levels. But okay, having a bit of a bounce at the moment, but whether we can continue to see much more of that. It's got the daily pivot above, that may just be the draw for now. But I do wonder if we'll get a little bit of a rollover. 3 banks, I believe, reporting today. It'll be interesting to see their output, but also other industry as it reports through the next couple of weeks. You can't hide if businesses have been closed or temporary shutdown or whatever. So I think we may see some less good data coming through, and well, if that doesn't shock the markets a little bit, I'll be surprised. But there is an immense bullishness still running through at the moment, so we just need to be aware. Okay, that's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.